Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Commander's Forge. My name is Andy Bentley, and the Forge is an area for me to talk about magic, Commander, and anything else while we try and get this whole mental health thing back to where it's supposed to be. Now, today I do want to talk about the Marvel Superheroes pre-release, my thoughts on it, and then I'll get into some other stuff. So, first up, the Marvel Superheroes sealed is very bombs heavy, and it's very grindy. But I will say, me and my partner went 1-3, yet neither of us were really mad with the decks we built. It just, we couldn't deal with the flyers, and we just both didn't open that many flyers ourselves, or just enough removal to keep up with everything else and the flyers. But I will say, even when our opponents stuck a flyer, the games were still relatively close. Like, we had a couple of losses that if we had just hit one more piece of removal or one less removal from their side, it would have been a very different game. But I guess all that to say is we didn't win that much, but we had a blast playing. And that's kind of like some of the best you can say for like a set. Like, even when you're not winning, you're just sitting there having fun. Uh, so that said, we sat down, we opened our packs, and we had like this weird split of really good heroes and really good villains. And so that's kind of what we did. I ended up running, it was technically 3-color heroes, but it was splashing for the other 2 colors because we had pulled the Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Uh, and then my partner was playing a uh, villains deck that was uh, blue, black, splashing red for like 3 cards. Or was it 4 cards? Anyway, and again, perfectly happy with both of the decks we built. We just were outclassed a few times. So, all in all, I'd say I had like a decent time at the pre release, and yeah, I think this set is fun. Now, whether it's going to be fun just in sealed, or if there's any indicator that, let's face it, this set was very commander focused. I don't even know how many new legendary creatures that got injected into the, whatever we want to call it. But that said, there's a lot that I wanted for that Kratos deck that I'm building, because we got like 8 or 9 new gods in the Jeskai colors between Thor, the Jane Foster Thor, and Loki. And it really drives home that, oh, now there's enough gods. Even though Ares doesn't fit into the colors, I still like Ares. Uh, that might just be my disposition for liking aggro decks, and what's more aggressive than dumping your hand, attacking with everything, and Ares just being there being like, well, if it dies, it goes back to your hand. But yeah, I think that's really all I had to say about the pre-release. We had fun. It seemed that was the general consensus across the floor was very bombs heavy, flyers taking most games. So yeah, when we come back, I'm going to talk about a couple of the decks that I've been working on and that I will now be working on with the release of the Marvel superheroes. So I'll be right back. And we're back. Now, first up, I want to talk about the Kratos and Atreus deck that I've been working on. And so far, just kind of looking through what I have, the stack of gods that I have is nowhere near complete, but I did not realize how expensive some of them were. So I'm just going to go through a quick list of the ones I do have so far, and then I'll move on to something else. So we have Jeru and Hazaret, which is human god. We have Halvar, god of battle. We have the Capitoline triad. Afara, god of the polis. Kefnet the mindful. Oketra the true. The mighty Thor, Jane Foster. Kid Loki. Cosima, god of the voyage. Thassa, god of the sea. Ilharg the Raiseboar. Torolf, god of fury. Hazaret the fervent. Surtur, fiery Jotun. Kratos, god of war. Heliod, god of the sun. Heliod, the radiant dawn. Perforos, bronze-blooded. And Perforos, god of the forge. But I was just looking at, like, what would it cost just to buy the rest of the gods I need, and it was a lot. We're talking a couple $100 easily, and that's just not where I am with the amount of money I want to spend right now. So we're going to be piecing that together. There are some that I ordered that were on the cheaper side, including most of the ones from the Marvel superhero set. But no, who we want to talk about today is Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I thought Wizards said they were going to be done printing the single color, but it's actually a 5-color commander. But here we are again. So Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a single white mana for a 2/1 hero human spy. And it has the new power-up mechanic, and its power-up cost is Wooburg. So what you do is you put 2 +1/+1 counters on him, then look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can put a hero, equipment, or vehicle card from among them onto the battlefield. If it's a double-faced card, you may transform it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, this was in my pre-release, and I just stacked a whole bunch of heroes together. And yeah, it was a good time. Now, as I sit at home kind of going through stuff and pulling stuff from outside of the pre-release that I kind of want for this Nick Fury deck, one of the things I realized is you can only activate a power-up ability once. So I wanted ways to activate it multiple times. And in my case, I just happen to have a Helm of the Host laying around, as well as a Conjurer's Closet. So that's kind of in the deck for now. As far as things that I pulled that will likely be going in there, my foil rare promo was the Mind Stone, which is also gonna go in there because that flickers things. So it's 1 and a white. For an Infinity Stone, it has indestructible, it taps for a white, And then for 5 and a white, you can tap it and harness the Mind Stone. And then once it's harnessed, its Infinity ability is active. And that says at the beginning of your end step, exile up to one other target non-land permanent you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Yeah. We didn't actually play with it in the pre-release because we had to prioritize more removal, but very powerful card. Another card that we had in the pre-release was the Doom variant, which is a roaming throne. So 4 mana, 4/4 golem with ward 2. As it enters, choose a creature type. The creature is the chosen type in addition to its other types, and if a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. So yeah, we had a whole bunch of triggered abilities in that deck, and so that just did a lot of work. Next up, we have arguably the best card in my pre-release, Agent Phil Coulson. 1 and a white for a 2/2 human spy hero. It is Vigilance, and you can tap him to put a +1/+1 counter on each other hero you control. Next up, we have Captain America Living Legend. 1 a white and a blue for a 3/4 human soldier hero with Vigilance. And whenever a creature you control becomes tapped during your turn, if it's the first time that creature has become tapped this turn, untap it. Next up, we have Black Panther Vanguard. 2 a green and a white for a 4/4 human warrior hero. Whenever another non-token hero you control enters, choose 1. You either create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, or creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Next up, we have Vision Teen Synthezoid, 3 mana, 2/2 robot hero with flying. Whenever she attacks, draw a card if her power is 4 or greater, and then she has a power up for 7 to put 2/+1 counters on her. Next up, we have Storm the Wind Rider. 1 a green, white for a 4/4 mutant hero with flying. Creatures with flying can't attack you or block creatures you control, and whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more creatures, those creatures gain flying till end of turn. Next up, we have War Machine Legacy of Iron, 2 and then a hybrid Boros for a 1/3 human hero with flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets +X/+0 till end of turn, where X is War Machine's power. And finally, for this little bit here, we have Daredevil Man Without Fear. 2 a red and a white for a 3/4 human hero with Vigilance and Haste. You may look at the top card of your library at any time, and whenever you attack, you may exile the top card of your library. If that card is a hero card, Daredevil gets +2/+1 till end of turn, and you may play that card this turn. Yeah. Now, there is a bunch other heroes that were in my pre-release that I just don't want to take the time to go through right now because the deck is not complete yet, and I'm still waiting for a few of the things that I ordered that will be going into the deck. But I do want to talk about the 2 mythics. One that I had in the pre-release and one that I pulled after. The one I had in the pre-release was King T'Challa. 1 a white and a blue for a 3/2 human noble hero. He has Flash, and whenever a player draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. And then for 4 a white and a blue, you transform King T'Challa, activate only as a sorcery. It becomes Black Panther Hope Enduring. 4 a white and a blue for a 3/3 human warrior hero. He has Flash, Double Strike, prevent all damage that would be dealt to Black Panther, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So it just very, very powerful card. Definitely actively won us that one game that we did win. And then The other one that I pulled afterwards is Bruce Banner. Single blue for a 1/1 human scientist hero, and he has the ability for XX and tap, draw X cards, activate only as a sorcery. And then for 2 red, green, transform Bruce Banner, activate only as a sorcery, and it becomes the Incredible Hulk. So that is an 8/8 Gamma Berserker hero with Reach, Trample, and Enrage. Whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there is an additional combat phase after this phase. That doesn't say, like, if he is dealt combat damage. You just have to deal damage to him while you're attacking, and you get that ability. That's kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. But I think that's where I'm gonna call it today. More coming from this in a little bit. I will say I'm probably gonna pick up the the Soul Stone that was in the last set, and because let's face it, we know they're gonna do it. They're gonna complete the Infinity Gauntlet eventually, and this will probably be the deck where it lives, just because, 5-color Marvel stuff. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna call it. I am still a little out of it from the sleep schedule getting a little obliterated. And so with that, I will tell you bye-bye, and I will see you next time.
Thank you for listening. All of my links can be found in my link tree in the description below. I would like to thank Ian Foss and Cody Mulvey of the band The Crypt for allowing me to use music for my opening and ending, along with Nate and Erica Jacobs for making my original logo. And I would also like to thank Christina McNichol for creating my new logo. And I'll see you next time.